Good day, assalamu alaikum, namaskar, adab, sat sri akal. Welcome to Hunny Walia shows. I'm your host Sonal Fool. We always bring a expertise in different area to give you what you can do to improve your house and a business or a building or other sectors and factors. Today we have Sarmad, who is the owner of Canstel Heat Tracing Solution. They provide a heat tracing. They provide to the industrial, commercial, apartment building, residential building, and we will be talking about why it's needed and why it is important for your home safety or your business safety or a building safety. Welcome, Sarmad.
Thank you so much, Sunny. Thank you to Hunny Walia shows. Thanks for inviting me. Heat tracing is an interesting topic. I would call it a unique, and it's a mix between electrical and mechanical theory. So heat trace is technically we use an electrical heating cable, electrical elements, and that electrical cable, it provides the heat to do a lot of things. The main things will be snow melting, de-icing, and maintain temperature, and that goes on several applications: oil and gas, residential for roof and gutter, cold climates, and also pipes. And we also do snow melting for driveway, sidewalks, and concrete slabs.
So, Sarmad, you did talk about all these things like, ice melting. Why it is needed, why we need it in a building, how it affect our roof, how it affect our structure.
Very interesting, a very good question. Thank you, Sonny. The purpose of the heat trace is to maintain temperature for many applications. Like if you have a pipe in the house, and we live in a cold climate in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Generally, winter is cold here, and pipes freezes, and when wind due to the low temperature and low temperature in our climate. So what we do, we attach the cable to the pipe, and the temperature controlled by a thermostat or a temperature controller. We control the temperature settings, and it prevents the pipe from freezing. And afterwards, after we install the cable, we insulate the pipe. That's for the pipe application. And for snow melting, you see a lot of buildings, they have icicles built up.
Yes.
And it creates hazards, right? So people walk into an entrance, commercial buildings, a lot of stores, a lot of schools, a lot of hospitals, hotels, they reach out to us. They say, we have this gigantic icicle falling on people all the time. It's just built up, and then it's creating hazards. And definitely the solution is they reach out to Canstel. Canstel provides the snow melting for roof and gutter. And generally it's an engineered product. So we assess the situations case by case. It's not a standard amount of length of cable that we just put it randomly on roof or pipe or gutter, but we actually calculate a lot of factors. Wind, we try to balance the load for the the electrical I would say the electrical outlet or panel or breaker available for us to feed the system. So we consider many factors: efficiency, safety, and cost for the client.
Thank you, Sarmad. You did, like when I was asking you a question, we did talk about Canstel is a global company, and you do business in Canada and other parts of the world too. Canada is a cold country, but you are going to Peru also, you're going for African countries, Central America, and they are a bit warmer. So this process or heating tracing is only needed in a cold weather, or it needed in a warm weather too?
Very good question. The heat trace needed not only in cold climate. There's, I'll give you an example. We were in one of the most interesting projects that I worked on, all these years. We installed a heat trace for an asphalt line in Curacao. Curacao, it's an island just in the Caribbean. And temperature there, all year long, it's about 20 degrees, 20 to 30. Customer called us, is like, I have 2 kilometers pipe that need to be heat traced. They export product from tanks to, they call it jetty, and then ships come to the port, load the product, and leave. What happened to transport the product from point A to point B, from the tank to the port, they must keep the product or the pipe at a 170 C Celsius all the time in order for the product to flow. So they reached out to us, and we did. Definitely, we're proud Albertan, proud Canadian company. They know the quality, they know the ethics, they know the experience that we have. So we took the product, we took the design, engineered by, Canistel team, and they're mainly based out of Alberta, Edmonton. Provided the design, provided the product, and we also helped with the installation. We flew a crew from Alberta, from Edmonton. We went to the Caribbean. We completed the installation for 2 kilometers of pipe, and the project was successfully completed.
Congratulations. Well done job.
Thank you.
And you're making Alberta proud too, Sarmad. Thank you. Sarmad, you did mention the commercial building and residential building. So question about the residential related to the housing, right? Then we have houses which are built, say, 20, 30 years ago, or a little bit older, and then we have a brand new houses too, custom built houses too. So custom built houses you can install when they are, or you can implement this application when they are under construction. What about the houses which has already been built, like they are 20 years or 30 years or 10 years old?
Very good question. So when it comes to residential, there's again multiple applications that we usually provide to residentials. Number one is pipe heating. So a lot of houses, they have exposed pipe to the outside temperature, and they need the pipes to be heated so they prevent it from freezing, and then it gets damaged after, and drains and stuff like that. And number two need for residential, like whether new house or old house, they need roof and gutter. Sometimes there's a steep roof, and sometimes there's the architect of the house, the architectural of the house has some valley, some unique shape that requires some snow melting, because again, the built up, the ice that's forming above the house or at the edge of the house, creating damage on the house roof, or falling on people and creating hazard, for safety purpose. So they reach out to us, and again, we provide the snow melting system, efficient, affordable, and safe to use, and it lasts long. So it's not temporary solution; it's a permanent solution. We use it in many hotels, many residential, many houses in Edmonton, and specifically, and Canada generally. So, and then also there's for residential, there's a lot of steep driveways, and driveways where they large driveways and sidewalks, so whether senior homes or people like they're tired of shoveling. You get 20, 30 centimeters of snow a month, and convenient, and also for safety, people started to heat their driveways, and we can provide a quick solution. And actually, it's not expensive. People think, it's expensive. It's not. It's affordable for the long term. It's safe for you guys, and a lot of people break their back, injure their back, their legs, they slip. The snow melting for driveway is the solution. It's unique, and I gotta tell you, a lot of people confuse between the water and the electrical. Water, obsolete. It's no longer good for the market. It freezes. You need boiler. You need a lot of things to generate heat through the pipe for water. Where our system can install heat trace cable for snow melt is again efficient, easy to install, lasts longer, and it doesn't get damaged, and the melt is almost instantly. Like I've seen customers, like I drive by a few customers, in the neighborhood that I know. I see their driveway always clean, and I compare their neighbors and like shoveling and stuff like that. It's such a beautiful and unique neat service when you have it. It's just convenient. It's something that we look after.
Sarmad, I wish I could say that my driveway is clean. I get clean when my son is here. He lives in Red Deer. When he comes, and he can clean, or when the weather change.
I should take your shovel so you can come to me.
I'm looking forward. So, Sarmad, when we are talking about the residential, right, like the new build, like the houses, custom build, or the which are coming up. So, is a feature has to be added by the home builders, or the people who are going to buy the house, or the owners of the house, they have to request for it?
Very good question, Sunny. Thank you so much. I take the blame for this. We take the blame for not educating the public about it. So we have to reach more, and I thank you for inviting us. This is part of the outreach to the community, explaining about this service. Builders, their goal is to, we work with a lot of builders around the city and, you know, different provinces, different cities. They know this service available. They offer it softly to the customers, but a lot of times and often, customer realize they need it when they hit by snow or cold, or they see the issue. So we need to reach out to you guys. We need to explain the need of this service, and definitely it's cheaper to do it before the snowfall. Doing it in winter, it might be more expensive for you, you know, in terms of labor and stuff like that. And it might be difficult for us to install in wintertime sometimes, you know, just the temperature, you know, cold. And also, if your house and the driveway is poured, when I say the concrete is poured or the roof is finished, it might be tough for you to restructure the downspouts and the gutter and the drain system. And same thing applies for the concrete. So to demolish, or, you know, to remove the concrete, because for the driveway you need to go 3 centimeters below, the surface area to provide the needed heat. So we can ask you to get rid of I would say 3 layers of 3 centimeters of your cement or concrete, so we can embed our cable in the concrete. So the cable is embedded. It's not visibly seen, you know, on the concrete side. So it's better recommended to do it before you pour the concrete to save you money.
Thank you. So when we are talking about work, right, like is installing it is, you know, is a work. In Alberta or Canada, we always talk about the warranties and insurances. What you have to say is this service, heat tracing service, is insured, it has any warranty? And if the second question is like, if leading question I should be saying, if we get this thing, do we get any benefits from the city or the insurance companies?
This applies mainly for commercial and also residential. So the liability on having icicles build up on your roof all the time, or slippery driveway, I think you're going to be, as a homeowner or business owner or management, they're going to be reliable for the safety, or responsible for the safety of public or whoever coming to their building or premises. So definitely it will reduce the risk for future, and is gonna reduce the insurance liability on the business and homeowners for sure.
Sarmad, the other question I have is interest. You know, you is a global company, so you not only work in Canada or North America, you go to Caribbean and every different parts of the world, where the safety standards or the work standards are different. Have you ever thought or compared both, like Canadian standards and outside Canada standards?
That's a very good question, and I sometimes to go on public it's tough, because it's one of those topics that hurts, you know, like it's lose-lose situation to expose your customers, you know, in general. So as a Canadian company, I'm so proud of the quality and the safety policies that we have in Canada. We have advantage as a Canadian company over other companies doing the same thing in other countries. Now, the advantage is product quality, service quality, and safety and quality insurance. So sometimes we get a call for a project in, for example, in Africa, West Africa. They asked us to come to supervise the installation, to generate quality control reports, including safety. want to make sure the site is safe, the employees are safe, all these things. They know the standard for Canadian is high in terms of quality and safety, and they ask us to train and push what we do in Canada in the countries, and that happened in Africa, that happened in Middle East, and also even Eastern Europe. We've done some work in Eastern Europe. They actually call us the Canadian company. They call us the Canadian company. They know the standard is high, and they always seek for feedback in terms of improving their safety policies and quality control.
Sarmad, I'm a safety behavior. I'm very well I from my heart, from 500%, I believe in behavior-based safety, right? And you made me happy, I've gained a few pounds now, because how much standards we have, how much we work, put emphasis on the employee safety, environment, quality, not just finishing the work. You made me happy. My question to you is, what message would you like to give to our viewers?
The message is, I want you to visit our website, is canstal.com. It's CANSTAL.com. There's blogs, there's videos, there's manuals. Read. If you have a question, please reach out to us, whether by email, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We describe the service in details, whether residential, commercial, and again, this is not just for snow melting. This applies for maintained temperature, and also, again, for I think the purpose here is to reach to the residential people, like homeowners and stuff like that. I think the need for snow melt for driveway and roof and gutter, I think it's very needed, especially with unpredictable weather that we have. So reach out to us, read, watch videos, and if you have any question, please reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to give you a free estimate. Even we can give you just some brief introduction about each product that we have over the phone or by any of the available online communication now.
Okay, I will add one more thing. If you mentioned you have watched him, this show, he will give you a special discount.
10%. That's on record. 10% for Sunny and Hunny Walia show.
Thank you, Sarmad. I really appreciate. We will be bringing you back to tell us more about it. We did talk about the residential, but next time we are going to talk about the commercial building and apartment buildings.
Definitely, and I apologize again. I'm supposed to, probably next time I'll be more prepared. I'll bring samples, and I will actually bring the cable itself, and you guys can see it physically. And it will help. I think it's very important application. It's needed for our climate. Please visit the website and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Sarmad. Thanks a lot for coming to our show and giving us expertise on heat tracing, de-icing, and snow melting. I really appreciate your time. You're watching Hunny Walia show. As I mentioned earlier too, we not only talks about the social issues, we also bring your concerns and the things how you can improve your safety and your liability. We also have shows in different languages, Hindi, English, Punjabi, Urdu. Please keep watching Hunny Walia shows. I'm your host, Sonal Fool. Take a leave till we meet again.